Someone right now is actively ruining your favorite games, shows, movies, music, and even theme park rides. And shockingly, you're unknowingly complicit in this self-inflicted damage. Hi, I'm Adrian from EmberNexus, and in this video I want to shed some light on how you're unintentionally yet significantly hurting your most beloved franchises. Everyone craves that sense of excitement, eagerly awaiting the next big release or newest season of our favourite show. Anticipation and hype is something every piece of marketing strives to do. If the hype for a product or service is good enough, you'll buy it. We desire it for its looks or how elated we imagine ourselves to be. But what happens when these fabricated ideas entangle with reality and we start to believe it's what we've been eagerly anticipating? What ensues when reality inevitably falls short of our inflated hopes? Let's delve into the captivating worlds of Silksong, Tears of the Kingdom, Cyberpunk 2077, and the Dragon Prince. Anticipation is the act of expecting something based on prior knowledge and involves mental preparation for a future event, typically accompanied by excitement or anxiety, and it's amazing short-term, beneficial mid-term, and dangerous long-term. Most remarkably in the midterm, it serves as a motivator, propelling us forward and allowing us to look beyond the present to focus on something we truly desire. For myself, I know that the anticipation of me finally being able to work on videos more regularly as I used to has been a massive driving force in completing work over the past 2-3 months. And not only that, but with Tears of the Kingdom recently released and the imminent release of the Dragon Prince 5th season coming in July, I'm absolutely ecstatic. The countdown to these events generate an immense quantity of excitement because we've been so invested in the outcome for so long. Alternatively, however, it's important to realize this build-up can also have a negative impact, which we'll explore shortly. Short-term anticipation is often the safest type, as it stops us from setting unrealistically high expectations. We tend to associate more time, and hence effort, with better quality work. It's apparently why so many of you guys think a 10-minute video on my channel only takes 10 to 15 hours to produce. I wish. However, whilst it might be safer, it can sometimes feel somewhat unrewarding in comparison to the other forms. The rush of adrenaline and excitement when receiving positive results on a project you poured valued hours into across several days or weeks is incomparable to the rushed completion of a last-minute task the night before. The return is influenced by the personal significance we attach to the endeavour and the ratio of time to effort. That meaning you could mundanely spend 20 hours doing a project for university or work and still value it less than the anticipation of putting 5 thrilling hours into something you love. In contrast, long-term anticipation is a double-edged sword which offers the most extreme rewards and poses the greatest dangers. It requires a delicate balance between keeping individuals engaged and ready for the release without overselling and under-delivering. Conversely, there is a risk of leaving people so dry that you undersell and lose all the build-up you've worked so hard to cultivate. Recent examples of these challenges include Cyberpunk 2077, Hollow Knight Silksong, The Dragon Prince, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
You are our final hope.
These highly anticipated releases showcase the fine line between successfully managing anticipation and the consequences. Cyberpunk 2077, announced in 2013 and released in December of 2020, serves as a cautionary tale when it comes to managing anticipation. Despite its current state with fewer bugs and closer alignment to the initial hype it endured throughout its 7-year development, it initially suffered at launch due to broken promises and major technical issues. Issues were rampant and the game was deemed unplayable by critics and players alike, leaving an everlasting impact on its perception that lingers on years later. Silksong could have met this fate, but in the capable hands, or stems I should say, of Team Cherry, we're bound to get a near flawless release that they're happy with. Known for their hard work in Hollow Knight, providing 4 DLCs for free, and meticulous attention to detail, the team's decision to delay Silksong indicates their commitment to delivering the best game possible. And also by refraining from announcing another release date, the pressure to release an unfinished game is also alleviated, ensuring that it receives the time and effort it deserves. Tears of the Kingdom, a sequel to one of the best games ever made, took a unique approach to its marketing. While fans knew it was coming out and the countdown accounts were widespread, Nintendo's marketing remained relatively quiet. Until it didn't. This approach is a testament to Zelda's immense fanbase and the reputation the franchise has. TotK was fortunate enough to not need continuous hype from the developers because it was handled by the community themselves. Tears of the Kingdom's initial announcement was made at E3 in 2019, and a long period of silence remained until E3 of 2021. This planted the idea in the minds of fans, but allowed it to fade back down so that expectations weren't pushed far beyond what was going to be delivered. Then, 8 months ago, the first official trailer was dropped, February for the second and April for the third and final trailer, all of these building momentum towards the game's release in May of this year. The Dragon Prince Season 4 faced challenges during its production, not due to the additional time that they had, but because of the reason behind the delay. So what happened? Well, I think everyone was a bit to blame. The pandemic is publicly known to have had a negative effect on production, and it's been even more evident with the 5th season expected 8 months following the last, a much more reasonable wait compared to 3 years. Wonderstorm also didn't do an adequate job at communicating that the new phase of the series was called Mystery of Erebos rather than the season itself, leaving many with a lot to be desired. The audience expected the same high-level energy from a climactic season to carry through to the next, leading to unmet expectations. Proper setup is essential for effective payoffs, and the association of longer waits with high quality added to the challenge Wonderstorm faced. Furthermore, it also didn't help that a lot of the jokes failed to resonate with viewers, heavily impacting the overall perception, especially so when audiences love relativity. I don't believe the season was as bad as what it was made out to be by the vocal minority, but this highly negative reception compared to the incredible first 3 seasons led to unfair reviews and scores. So how can you resolve any of this, if that's even possible? Well, the easiest way is just to keep things in perspective, whether that be looking at how large a team is, the circumstances that could affect a product's production, and just not letting yourself build up this impossible fantasy version. Midterm anticipation, I think, is the most well suited for products, unless it's large, like a major sequel, in which case doing a more long-term approach could be beneficial, as long as you don't leave your community too dry. Ultimately, understanding the complexities of anticipation and the potential consequences it can lead to allows us to approach our favorite franchises with a sense of awareness and to be able to better manage our expectations accordingly. In doing so, we can better enjoy the journey while still being able to appreciate the final product for what it is. But anyway, that's all from me. I just wanted to make a quick video to take a look at that feeling so many of us have experienced recently, and also to get back into making videos after dealing with a fun legal dispute. But if you did enjoy, please consider leaving a like and subscribing, it really does help out, and a massive thank you to my patrons. I've been Adrian from EmberNexus, and I hope to see you in the next video.